guys, and welcome to Qwerk Nation, your new fix of everything unusual and wonderful in Britain today. We are travelling nationwide to find new and upcoming guests who are here to tantalise your Qwerk buds. See what I did with that? So, today we're in Liverpool, and as you may have noticed, it's my hometown, famous for its buildings, music, football and fashion. And I'm proud to introduce Luke and David from their homegrown fashion brand, House of Scouse.
Hiya.
Hi guys, are you okay?
Yeah.
Let's delve straight into the interview. What's the idea and the approach to your designs?
Well, as well as design and fashion, we're more of a concept. We're definitely striving for the lifestyle brand.
Cool.
Yeah, we want to kind of put ourselves out there in lots of different ways, and like we did do some designs for glasses, didn't we? Yep. So we do accessories and we do like clothes as well.
So it's like a bit of both.
Yeah. It's definitely everything. Yeah.
You moved to London. That was like, it's such a big decision and it's just like a lifestyle change. What made you do that? Like, was there anything? Was it purely for the fashion or?
Yeah, well, we both studied down there. We both went to university.
So that's how it started.
Yeah, Luke got a place in London College of Fashion and I got a place in St Martin's, and we just both moved down there. You know, that was our excuse basically to get down there, and then we just like threw ourselves into our degrees.
So what do you take from like your Liverpool roots? Because obviously like it's House of Scouse and like your designs are so like quirky and Scouse. Like what do you take from that to put into your designs?
It's so inspirational, Liverpool. There's so much going on. It's as well as being artistic and musical. I mean, every Scouser has their own style. I think what we do take from Liverpool is like the tongue-in-cheek aspect of like everyone does everything to the max.
Yeah, and there's a braveness there, isn't there, that you get in Liverpool. Like no one's scared of like just putting themselves out there and giving it a go. So I think that definitely comes across, and like in our collections we always consider like the sporty element of Liverpool, so football, you know, Everton and Liverpool, rivalry, things like that. We quite like all that.
So who would you say is like your main inspirations? Have you got like any fashion icons or like who inspires you most?
Yeah, well, like we always talk about Beth Disso, don't we?
Yeah. She's big. She's such an influence within music and fashion. Like she's working for Jean-Paul Gaultier, McQueen. Like she's done quite a few things. I think as well because she's not the typical kind of woman within fashion or within the public eye. Yeah. It's just such a big. Everyone's so drawn to her because
she's different.
People dare to style her and then she does it like fabulously as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got a real personality with it all. She's playful.
That's interesting. I've got a question for you now. I don't know whether you will agree or disagree, but who would you like most like to style? Like,
yeah, I mean, with her, I don't know. Like, I think she would definitely be up there, wouldn't she? And like, I was thinking as well, like Nicola Roberts would be really interesting because she is from Liverpool, and I could imagine like a different take on our outfits, like changing them maybe a little bit more towards a woman, using different materials. I
always feel like she wears things quite well. Like things hang well on her. Yeah, well. She's got her she's definitely like the fashion person within Girls Aloud. But I do like how she pulls off outfits. You
seem to like agree on a lot of your decisions, but like, do you ever argue or do you ever disagree on anything? Like working together all the time, it can be like strain, can't it? Like, do you ever not?
Yeah, like we definitely do. I mean, I think if you didn't argue, you wouldn't have a healthy relationship. But
and the nature of designing, it's passionate anyway, so you're gonna clash and there's gonna be things that you're not gonna agree on.
Yeah.
What we try and do is, if there is a point of argument, we try and twist it into a point of like reflection. So if we're conflicting about a factor within like design, we'll say, okay, well maybe they both need to be there.
So you learn from like each other.
And it's a good sign. Like if you're arguing about like your work, that's good. It shows you care. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
You want an opinion.
That's great. You might not like this next question that I'm about to ask you, because obviously, like people, like the first things that they ever make or design, or like the first of anything's like a bit daunting, isn't it? But what was the first ever thing that you designed, like going right back to when you first started out?
I mean, for me, going right back, I mean, it was probably designing for the Spice Girls. I used to do all these drawings when I was younger and just like design all different kinds of mini skirts and high heels for them. But like, I don't know about you, what's yours?
Mine was the kind of polar opposite. Mine was like these big black draped garments, like jersey.
So you were into the more the manly side of things?
Yeah, something
more
like
serious.
that. I was very conceptual, thinking like, oh, like I wanted to be something else, but
different
yeah.
sort of thing. You mentioned about the Spice Girls then, so like, do you ever think you're going to cross over into women's wear? I know you've mentioned it, like about.
Definitely, we don't ever see.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't ever see our clothes as like, you know, just menswear. We sort of see it. I mean, a lot of sportswear is unisex, and we see it like that. Really, like I can see women in it, and women have been interested in wearing it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Little Mix have wore a few of our pieces.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I mean, obviously they're women, and I think it takes a good eye. I think it's a good stylist to choose something that's in menswear and then crossing over the boundaries. But in regards to the design as well, we would definitely be up for that.
Cool. Well, a final question in the interview stage. Where would you see House of Scouse going, like in the future? And is there any plans that maybe like no one else knows and you can tell us, or any secrets?
We were in talks with ASOS for a while of maybe doing like a collaboration with like eyewear. So we were talking about doing some glasses. Like we have done some glasses.
Your glasses are quite funky, aren't they? They're not like your usual.
They're not the usual, no. But we like, if we were going to work with ASOS, we'd sort of make them a bit more wearable. You can imagine people being a bit more casual with them, just wearing them like in the summer.
Are they more of like a fashion statement, would you say, the glasses?
Definitely, they'll always keep that edge of something a little bit quirky, a little bit different.
Yeah. I think eventually we want to take it like to Fashion Week, get a line going there, get a collection going each season, so we can really show off what we want to do. Because with the collections as well, you get to encompass everything, so we can do eyewear, we can do accessories and shoes, which we are passionate about.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, boys. That's been brilliant, learning about your clothing line and a bit about your personal lives as well, which is great. But I believe we're now going to take a look at some of your quirky clothes. So we have our first model on the runway coming out for us now. This is Hugh, and can you just talk us through like what he's wearing and what the prints are and stuff like that?
Yeah, Hugh's got a 3/4 length football jacket, and the inspiration was taken from like a football training jacket, so the arms give good movability.
Yeah.
Even though obviously our clothes aren't about sports per se, like they're not used for sportswear, but it's totally inspired by that. It's got a 90s influence in regards to the fabric choice with the fleece and the nylon. It's really a really light Pertex. It's only 2 ounces, so it's super light, almost like a pack-a-mac. Fully lined as well with a drawstring and hand knitted rib to give it that kind of high-end feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like with the print on it, we really wanted to reference football quite strongly, you know, that Liverpool connection. So we dissected the football basically. Normal football is made up of like pentagons and hexagons stitched together. So we imagined like exploding the football and then reconstructing it into like a print. So on there it's sort of made up into a mesh or a net, maybe like a football net. And if Hugh turns around, you can see that quite well on across the shoulders. With the pink net, now it's been laser cut out, and what that does, you just sort of put all your design in and the laser just go over it and cut all
so
like
the
what
laser
you
sort
want.
of like does what you design.
It's great because it's so precise, you know, you can really get a clean finish.
As well. Yeah, we're very into our modern techniques.
Yeah, there's not many, I mean, I haven't seen that many laser cut designs out there in the high street now, so maybe there's like a market for that.
Yeah, definitely. Underneath, Hugh's got a towelled crop top. It's a take on like the everyday shirt which you'd see men wearing, but it's been brought up to reference to women's wear aspects. So you've got like a cheeky show of flesh, very like 90s. 90s was all about flesh. There was so many like not just females either, a lot of males like wearing like revealing outfits.
Daring sort of.
Yeah, definitely. It's a hand-dyed towel, so it's a very cheap fabric, but we've used it in a really expensive way.
Yeah.
And then combined as well with the fleece, which David.
Yeah, I mean with the fleece on this, we didn't want like to laser cut or laser etch, but we still want to incorporate the print. So we've got like oversized hexagons that have been cut in half, and we've incorporated them with seams. So it's just the print created with different fabrics. So you've got like half a hexagon on one arm, half on the other arm.
Yeah, and for the trousers, he's got it's like a casual lounge like jogger, with the cheeky little scally third pocket. It's meant to reference how that kind of subculture always got the hands down the pants, which is strangely erotic, strangely vile in a really weird way.
I suppose it's better than them actually putting that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's like, you know, cleaning their act up, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of concern about it on the runway, but I think you've got to push boundaries sometimes.
Yeah,
it's a conversation starter as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What about the shoes, guys? I've noticed the trainers.
Yeah, the trainers were like, we knew we wanted some like really crisp white shoes because, you know, a lot of like Scouse lads, you know, were so obsessed with the trainers, or to be honest, like lads in general, you know, they're really kind of, they want the trainers pristine. So we got them customised, and we've got like colours matching the rest of the colours in the collection, putting into the front panel. And then we added like a HOS tag, so you know that's our like other, you know, it's abbreviated version of our name, House of Scouse. And we just wanted, you mentioned like kickers, you know, that was
it's like a kickers tag really. It's another way.
Is that where you got your inspiration from?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
We looked at them, definitely.
Yeah, and as well with like the whole, I mean, 90s is so referenced at the moment, but they're meant to be almost frumpy, like this kind of like, as is the whole collection, it's like it's almost tacky, and we rein it back in, and then put our own twist on it.
That's cool. Well, thanks very much, Hugh. And we'll see our next model coming out shortly. We have Josh, and can you talk us what he's wearing?
Yeah, Josh has got a ruffled bomber on. Bombers were so big this season. It was our way of kind of retaking it in a feminine way. So it's literally just, it's a rework Adidas jacket, so there's a lot of complicated seams within it. And then on the front panels we've added this feminine ruffle to kind of, to bring it more in an upmark, but also to give that person, the customer, a different, I mean, it's different from what you get in any other shop.
You never really see like the ruffle on a man.
No, definitely not.
No.
Which was so strange because it's such a simple process as well.
I suppose as well that could be unisex. I really like that jacket.
I think
I could see myself in wearing something like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's really different, isn't it?
And with the ruffle as well, it's really nice because if you turn around, like the back of the jacket seems quite serious and quite sensible, and you could imagine it being really practical to wear. And then with the front, it just kind of loosens it up a bit and makes you think twice about it. And all the colour blocking as well, it's just taken into account all like that colour in football, and you know the different divisions. You know, you're the red team, you're the blue team, and it's just kind of mashing it up into a jacket.
Brilliant.
For the trousers, he's got like a lounge trouser again with the third pocket. This time though, we've kind of took it a little bit more serious, toned the colour down, made it like this is our Everton blue. And again with the hand knitted ribs, add that high quality, like that end of the market, and then we've also added the laser etch print with it.
Yeah, I mean this is the first time we've seen on this laser etching, and what that is, that just takes off the top layer of the fleece. So you just get a gradient difference, so it just ends up a little bit darker, and that's really nice because it's not obvious, it's just quite subtle, and in some light you can hardly see it.
Like subtle.
Yeah, it's really nice, like quiet detail, and in that, like, it's laser etched the date 1967. I mean, there's so much typography used in football and football kits to represent different teams, different squad numbers. We took that date, that's the date that homosexuality was legalised in the UK. So that was one of our references in the whole collection, one of our inspirations, like gay culture, football culture, and we laser etched it into the design along with the typical, you know, as I said before, the football shapes, the hexagons, pentagons.
Did you say the 67 was also linked to, that date was also linked to football as well?
Oh yeah, there was like a World Cup in 1967, so it's a really nice link between the two, where the two meet, that's
really good. Well, thank you, Josh. And last but not least, we have Tom, who is wearing a more, would you say this is more for the summer?
Yeah, the whole collection is a spring summer range, but obviously this is the peak, this is the hottest day in the summer. As well as saying that, it's a big contrast because we've used winter fabrics, like fleeces have never used in the summer because of the properties. So the idea was that by shortening and making a crop top out of this, like the jumper's a crop top again, the seams for the arms took out of like a muscle vest from the 90s, so really quite camp, quite feminine, again with that gay reference. and then with the hand knitted rib, it's so simple. And I think if it was in a different colour, it could be on the shop to top shop straight away.
Really?
But then we've used the again, like the modern technology to print.
Yeah, with the laser etching, like you've got all the print there, and again you've got that subtlety to it. I mean, I always feel like this with this outfit, it's almost like I could imagine with a tennis racket. It could be after you leave the gym, it's like your tennis outfit. But it's got that, the important thing is it's got that sporty feel still to it. And with all the print on it, at the front you've got a big heart, and then if he turns around at the back you can see there's like a squad number, number 1, and that's also taken like from the date 1967. And all those shapes put together, those football shapes on the back and the front, to sort of copy the muscles on like a male form, so maybe like a 6-pack or whatever. And on the sleeve, if you just turn to the side, you can make out that there's 1967 on that as well. So that's that reference earlier about the homosexuality being legalised and the World Cup as well.
So you've tied that in as well.
Yeah.
With the laser etching, it's like kind of an ongoing pattern on most of your designs. Is that like is that just for this collection, or are you gonna like maybe carry that on throughout?
Definitely. I mean, in general, we're inspired by sportswear, but this one was particularly football.
Yeah.
And I think sportswear can be inspired in very subtle ways. It's quite obvious in this collection, but I think in the next one it may be not as prominent, but definitely as strong.
Yeah, and a lot of it's just about scale, because you know, if all those hexagons were a lot smaller, it would just look like an Airtex or a net.
A print.
It's just the scale of them make them seem, they give a different importance. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for that, boys. There was some wonderful pieces there, and you truly are Qwerk-tastic. See what I did there again? But sadly, that is all we have time for now. But I want to say a big thank you to Luke and David. And if you could, can you plug your website for us?
Yeah, our website, it's got pictures of all the clothes and a few extra things you haven't seen